Previously on Let's Play Steins Gate Zero.
And then she realized, and then she wished she hadn't. Mayuri was in love with Rintaro Okabe. A dull pain ran down her temples. Sometimes pain is forever.
And now, back to everyone being sad.
Hello, everybody. Pokey here with another episode of Steins Gate Zero. And when we last left off, tragedy. Nothing else needs to be said about it, so let's just move on. She was getting far too emotional. We're Maho right now. Normally, she'd never behaved like this, but she couldn't stop herself. Ugh, gunshots. Oh, jeez. This is kind of disturbing. Oh my, she heard an explosion in the distance. The people around her started to scream, panic, and run. The flames from the explosions were coming from the direction the men in camo had gone. Did they do it? The helicopter sounds were getting louder. Glimpses of their dark, agile bodies had flashed in and out of Maho's vision for a little while now. And then she started to hear loud gunfire. It was more than one or two people shooting. There was a battle going on between many people, taking place here in front of Akihabara Station. It was like the beginning of a war. If what Rintaro had said was true, Suzuha Mane might be near the time machine, and she might be caught up in the battle. She wondered about the woman in the motorcycle suit, too. She started to stagger forward. She still didn't know what she was planning, but she needed to take responsibility for what she'd done. The elevators in the radio building were broken. Maho had no choice but to take the stairs to the roof. But maybe the power had been cut, because the lights were off on every floor. She could hear the sporadic sounds of gunfire from the floors above. Strangely, nobody came running past her to escape. There were several shops in the building, and of course, there should have been customers there. But despite the fact that the elevators weren't working, had they all evacuated earlier, or were they all hiding somewhere waiting for the terror to end? That was what she thought about as she sweated her way up the stairs. Just before she reached the roof, she saw someone for the first time. Mommies. She was sitting on the stairs, cradling her knees. For some reason, her voice was muffled, but it did seem to be a woman's voice. Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. Her head seemed big and round in the darkness. It was a moment before she realized that it was a full face helmet. That was when she realized it was the woman in the motorcycle suit from before. Mommy. Where are you, Mommy? She seemed like a totally different person than the woman she'd met before. All she did was sob and cry for her mother. Hey, what's going on? Mommy, where are you? Mommy. Tell me. She shouted louder, and only then did the woman realize she was there. But she didn't even stand up. Mommy's gone. What do you mean? Oh no. The time machine was destroyed. The time machine was destroyed. Who's your mommy? Is it Suzuha Mane? No. It's Mommy Mayuri, of course. Maho's blood ran cold when she heard the name Mayuri. Mayuri's... Wait, what is this? Mayuri's here? If that was true, she would have come here after she learned the truth. From Maho. It's my fault. Maho put her hands to her head. If I hadn't said that, Mayuri wouldn't have... Oh man, I feel like I definitely feel like this is a bad ending or something. It seems all way too crazy to be part of the main story. I'm not sure. The woman in the motorcycle suit stood up and approached her menacingly. That's right, you got the information out of Rintaro Okabe, and that's what began all of this. Give me back my mommy. The girl grabbed her by the collar and lifted her off the ground. There wasn't anything she could say. Mommy. When she didn't answer, the woman let go and fell to the ground, crying. Things would be so much easier if she just killed me here. Her mind was in such chaos that she couldn't stop herself from thinking it. She couldn't stay calm at all. And the last thing she clung to was... Kurisu. Maho. The AI made from Kurisu Makise's memory data. Maybe she was still thinking about their last discussion because she seemed upset. She wasn't saying anything, so Maho gave up the last of her pride. Kurisu, what do I do? Too much has happened, and there's nothing I can do on my own anymore. At least, I want to take responsibility for what I've done. And then she realized that she was still being proud and corrected herself. She asked herself, what do I want to do? I want to save Okabe. I want to save Mayuri. I want to apologize to both of them, so they'll forgive me. And Kurisu, I want to save you too. So help me, please. You're asking me for help? Kurisu's eyes were wide. That's right, her pride had kept her from ever asking Kurisu for help before. And it was the same with Kurisu, too. And knowing Kurisu's personality, if Maho asked for help, she'd use every bit of brain power she had to give it. Come on, tell me. You can give me some solution, right? That's why they said Kurisu Makise was a genius. She was a woman who made the impossible possible. Maho waited for Kurisu's answer. The last hope, the last thing left in Pandora's box. Hope. She waited for Kurisu to give her the answer, but it's impossible. Maho struck dumb for a moment, then she realized how selfish she was being and hated herself for it. She'd expected too much of Kurisu and tried to put all the burden on her. Just a few moments ago, she'd been the one who rejected Kurisu. Yeah, you're right. Of course that's what you'd say. I'm sorry, Kurisu. I was so horrible to you. And then I stupidly thought you'd help me unconditionally. I'll help you unconditionally. What? What did you just say? Oh, come on, Maho. Of course Kurisu doesn't hate you. I can't turn down a request for help from you. And I want to save Okabe and Mayuri Shina too. But then... I'd love to help, but... Unfortunately, my help would just make things worse. I'm being constantly monitored by Stratfor. Constantly? Whenever I'm talking to someone like this, all the information is transferred to Stratfor. Ah, that's the thing, like, the part of Amadeus's security system doesn't allow outsiders in, but the people actually running it were evil all along. There's a hidden function in the Amadeus app that does that. Even Maho hadn't known that existed, or not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm half right. So if you try to help Okabe, Dr. Leskinen will know all about it. But then what do I do? But if you're willing to take advantage of that, there's something we can do. Maho, will you trust me? Maho? Yeah. You're all I've got. Thank you. By the way, I'm sure this conversation is being monitored as well. What? But then, if they know you're helping me, there are 3 possibilities. They could take my data off the server and isolate me, or overwrite my data with an older version of my memories. In the worst case, they could delete me entirely. No! Don't worry. You're capable of standing up on your own 2 feet. I'm not worried about me, I'm worried about you. I'm nothing but data, but thank you. The Kurisu on the screen bowed and smiled. I'm proud that I was able to work with you, Maho. What? Don't talk like it's the last time we're ever going to see each other. Well, it might be. I hate you. You always do this, you always go and leave me behind. But that's who Kurisu Makise was. If Maho had asked her for help, both she and Kurisu would have been prepared. That's why. Someday, I'll catch up to you. No, I'll surpass you. Just you wait. Yeah. Disconnected. Kurisu smiled once more and disappeared from the screen. Maho wiped away her tears and thwapped the crying girl next to her on the helmet. How long are you going to keep crying? You want to save my Yuri, right? So help me. Help you? First, we need to find Okabe. He should be able to show us how to get out of this. But, do you know where Stratfor's hideout is? I don't. Neither do I. But Maho grabbed the girl by the hand and helped her up, then raced down the stairs. I don't know, but my friend is going to find me the answer soon. She told me to believe in her. Kurisu Makise wouldn't betray me. Oh boy. As soon as she left the radio building, she got a message on her Rhine. Oh, she got Rhine too? Have we ever gotten a Rhine message from Maho? I don't know. A quick save. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, it's right here. It says she looked down on her phone, so I don't need to press the button. The gunfire was continuing. As she hurried away, she looked down at her phone. Okabe is in the basement of Tokyo Denki. I just learned this now. I followed their monitoring to find their location. Take care of Okabe for me. Teach that damn pervert of a professor. That damn pervert of a professor what happens to peeping toms who watch me all the time. When she read it, she smiled despite everything that was going on. Thank you, Kurisu. Thank you. She clutched the phone tightly to her chest. But then, she quickly changed gears. I found the Stratfor hideout. Tell me where it is. I'll go there and kill everyone inside. Maho shivered at the ice in her words. She felt a bottomless madness coming from the woman in the motorcycle suit. But for now, she had to cooperate with her. There was no way she could get Rintaro back from Maho on her own. Wait. What did that say? What? Is that supposed to say back from Dr. Leskinen? I assume so. Let's go. She needed to take responsibility for the futures she'd created, to avoid that cruel future. Maho ran through the streets of Akihabara, where a war was already beginning. Oh, here we go. Obey. A voice. I could hear a voice. Okabe. Someone was calling my name. I slowly woke up and turned toward the voice. Okabe. Maho was standing in the darkness. She had a smile on her face. What? No, she does not. That was somehow lonely and somehow sad. I'm sorry. You're not going to see me again. If I'm around you, I might betray you again. Listen, I know this is selfish, but I want you to do something for me. Please, find Steins Gate. While you've been captured, something terrible has happened to the world. Mayuri and Suzuha are both missing. Kagari and I went to the Stratford hideout to save you. Kagari died there, but she took several of them with her. Dr. Leskinen was the only one to escape. Amadeus was deleted too. This is all just too much, isn't it? But now, you're our only hope. Please, I know it's horrible to just leave this all to you, but please, reach Steins Gate no matter what. Okay, Okabe. Farewell. Hyajo! I woke up on top of blankets laid out on the floor of a hospital. Huh? The rooms, and even the hall outside, were overflowing with wounded people. There weren't enough beds, so there were blankets placed on the floor. Where was I? I thought I was back to the other world line with the war. But I wasn't. According to the news on TV, there had been a terror attack in Akihabara. A special forces group from another country had gone on a rampage, and it was like something out of a war. The incident had come to an end, and the mystery special forces unit disappeared, but many were dead or wounded after the battle. I didn't really remember how I got here. The last thing I remembered was being locked up and horribly tortured by Leskinen. My whole body ached, in fact. Okay, Okabe. Farewell. And then I remembered what Maho had said to me in that dream. Was that real? Maho had saved me? And had she mentioned Kagari? I patted down my pockets and found my phone was still there. I tried to call Mayuri. If that dream was real, Mayuri was missing. That was impossible. I had chosen this world line so that Mayuri would survive. If nothing else, it was guaranteed that she'd make it to 2036. She couldn't die today in 2011. Mayuri, answer me. But no matter how many times I called, she didn't pick up. I forced myself to stand up and leave the hospital room. I went out to the roof. Seemed I was at the Okino-Mizu Hospital where Fubuki had stayed before. The morning sky was amazingly clear. I could see Akihabara in the far distance. Oh, jeez. I started saying geez, and it ended up sort of like yikes. There were pillars of smoke rising up. I shivered at the strange sight. Even from here, I could tell how fierce the battle must have been. The world's history was proceeding as John Teeter had prophesied. I tried calling Mayuri again from the roof, but nobody picked up. My next move was to call Daru out of desperation. Hello? Ocarine! Daru. Good, you're alive. You too. I'm glad you're safe. Things were surprisingly quiet by the lab. Where are you now? On the run. I left Akihabara. I see. I've gotten in touch with both Ferris. I should really start saying Faris, now that I'm sort of learning Japanese, and I know that the letter I is pronounced E. So maybe I should transition starting now with both Faris, Tan, and Luca. Both of them say they've evacuated. Hey, Ocarine. I can't find Mayushi or Suzuha. And the time machine was completely destroyed yesterday. There's nothing left, not even a piece of scrap. Things are moving so much faster than Suzuha told us they would. So it wasn't a dream after all. While I was unconscious, she'd said her goodbye. Hey, Daru. Am I not allowed to live a normal life? I was ready for this to happen. I'm the one who chose a world line where the Third World War occurred instead of Steins Gate. But I never thought I'd survive and everyone else would die. This isn't fair. Were the laws of God never going to forgive me, no matter what? Was it that much of a sin to escape the wheel of fate? If it was, then why not just curse me? I'm going to make a time machine. Daru. I don't have a choice. I can't let it end this way. What are you going to do, Ocarine? The smoke was still rising over Akihabara. I stared at it in shock. The tears welled up. I fell to the ground. I didn't have the strength to stand up. I couldn't answer Daru's question. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you work to change things, everything converges back to the way God wants it. You're wasting your time struggling against it, Daru. I'm so tired. I need to sleep a little. There's still a few years before the Third World War really begins, and there's 14 years before I die. I'll live my life averting my eyes from reality, and not wasting my time with a fight that can't be won. That's the only end that's fitting for a person like me. I'm sorry, Maho. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry, Kurisu. Forgive me for giving up here. Wow. What an ending. Yeesh. I guess I'll stick around for the credits. So yeah, that was obviously a bad end. So maybe, I've mentioned it before, but I think the cutoff point before this bad end might have been when Rintaro said, should I call Daru or should I use Rhyme? Because I would have personally chosen to use Rhyme, and I didn't open the phone, but I proceeded naturally and it called. And I would have chosen Rhyme because we know that's secure. So maybe that's a branch off point. That's a pretty large branch though. I guess I'm gonna have to use a guide to figure out how to continue on to a different ending. Theme song, Amadeus. Cool. Oh. Oh, Gehenna's Stigma completed. Achievement unlocked. Gehenna's Stigma. Extra menu was added to the title menu. CG library. Menu was added to the extra menu. Sound library. Menu was added to the extra menu. Movie library. Menu was added to the extra menu. Tips. Menu was added to the extra menu. New item was added to tips. Cool. Guess I'll check that out. Clear list. Gehenna's Stigma. Oh, achievement unlocked. Those who seek history. Oh, do I get an achievement for opening each of these? Those who seek art. Those who seek sound. Cool. Oh, okie dokie. Movie library. Achievement unlock. Those who seek movement. And we already have tips. Oh. What's with all this? I guess I'll check this out. Phone wave, name subject to change, feature gadget number 8. A microwave oven that can be remote controlled by a cell phone. By chance, it gained the ability to send D-mails, messages that could go back to the past. After he arrived in the beta world line, Okabe destroyed it and disposed of the remains. Ghost in the ball. Feature gadget number 7. A large ball with 12 Type 6 Braun tube TVs, all with their screens facing outwards. In between the TVs are multiple miniature CMOS cameras. The cameras are pointed directly outwards and linked to the TVs directly behind them. The result is what looks like a polygon model of a ball that uses optical camouflage technology. At present, it's the best thing the Future Gadget Lab has created, but it's so big that it's a hassle to keep around. The name comes from the popular science fiction anime, movie, and manga franchise known as Ghost in the Bell. I've not seen Ghost in the Shell, but I get the reference. Future gadget number 6, a stick filled with red chemical sialoom with a handle added to allow it to be used as a sword. We've revolutionized the industry by creating glowing fake blood, an idea no one's ever had before. Future Gadget Lab can do more than just work with hardware. We're also chemists too. The name comes from the same famous Hollywood movie series, Spark Wars. Mode Snake, feature gadget number 4, a super instant humidifier. It consists of countless heating coils that warm water to create an incredible amount of steam. While it only lasts a few seconds, it can humidify a room in an instant. It is intended for rooms around 10 meters squared in size. The design, shaped like a claymore mine, is perfect for military otaku. The name comes from the stealth action game Metal Mode Solid Rising. Could this be Aura Aura? A lie detector that works by sensing the sweat from your thumb. It would perhaps be better to call it a sweat detector. But still, you have to admit that this is an incredible invention. Its name comes from the cult hit manga Juju's Weird Adventure. Bamboo Helicam, feature gadget number 2, a bamboo helicopter equipped with a CCD camera. The CCD camera is loaded inside the support pillar of the bamboo copter, allowing for unpowered aerial photography. However, since the camera spins at an incredible rate, watching the footage may make you sick. The name comes from the anime 22Emon. Okay. Bit Particle Cannon, feature gadget number 1, the first glorious invention of the Feature Gadget Lab. It consists of a TV remote jammed inside a toy ray gun. If you pull the trigger of the gun, you can change the channel of the TV as if you were shooting at it. However, the only button that works is the channel button. The others, such as volume control, don't work at all. The TV must be manually powered on and off. The name comes from one of Japan's most famous giant robot anime, Mobile Brave Gundam. Well guys, it might have been a little bit short of an episode, but that's all I have time for today. Just in time to finish an alternate ending. I'm excited to go on with this. I'll decide on my own whether I want to try, like, how many alternate endings I want to try for. It all depends on how many are necessary to get the true ending, like how long they take. I have no idea, but I hope you enjoyed this video, because I sure enjoyed playing this. It's so sad. But anyways, I've been Pokey. This has been Steins Gate Zero, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.